Good day to you all. Welcome to the video classes. We are studying about the photosynthesis. In earlier classes, we studied about the different aspect of the photosynthesis. It is one of the important biological reaction. It is also called photochemical reaction, oxidation reduction reaction, which is the photosynthesis is one of the endergonic, anabolic and reduction reaction takes place within the living active the green plant cells. It takes place in presence of the sunlight. Sunlight is very essentially required the raw material for the photosynthesis, as the plants contain the pigments, various pigments also play a very significant role in light the capturing process, light harvestation the process. Actually, the mechanism of the photosynthesis starts when the solar radiant energy reach the different pigments or the pigment systems. Maybe the pigment system first or the pigment system second. The photosynthesis is not a simple the biological reaction. It's not a simple and a single biological reaction. The photosynthesis consists of the number of biological reactions, number of the photochemical reactions, number of different enzymes also participate in the process of the photosynthesis. Plants undergo the synthesis of carbohydrates with the help of the inorganic raw material, the gaseous carbon dioxide and liquid water. They convert these two inorganic the raw materials, namely gaseous carbon dioxide and liquid water, into a solid carbohydrate in presence of the sunlight with the help of the pigments, as they contain pigments, and also they release the oxygen as a byproduct of their the photosynthesis, which escape out from the internal tissue of the plant through the stomata. This is the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis completes in two different the phases, the light reactions and dark reactions. It was the Blackman who confirmed the presence of the two phases in the mechanism of the photosynthesis, the light reactions and dark reactions. Phase first, the reactions known as the light reactions. Phase 2 reactions are termed as the dark reactions. Light reactions are light dependent reactions. Some reactions of the photosynthesis they operate within the plant body, within the plant cell, in presence of the sunlight. As they depend upon the sunlight, all those reactions are termed as light dependent, the light reactions. And on the other hand, in the mechanism of the photosynthesis, some reactions they do not depend upon the light reactions, the light of the sun. So all those reactions are independently operate, independent to that of the sunlight. All those such reactions are termed as light independent reactions, also termed as the dark reactions. Anyhow, light reactions takes place in presence of a light. Dark reactions takes place in absence of the light. The entire process or the mechanism of the photosynthesis continuously operate during the daytime and the night. Continuously it operates during the daytime and at night. It is not a simple and a single reaction. Photosynthesis, the mechanism, it is very interesting. The light reactions, when the light is available to the plants, number of events, number of very important events takes place within the plant cell. They convert the solar radiant energy into a chemical energy, is known as the photosynthesis. When the sunlight reaches the plant cell, they start absorbing the sunlight. Absorption of the solar radiant energy, otherwise termed as the light harvestation. Light harvestation takes place by the pigment system first and then pigment system second. Number of different pigments present in the pigment system first and pigment system second. Almost each and every the pigments, maybe the chlorophyll pigments, chlorophyll A, B, C, or D, E, F, like that. Xanthophyll pigments are carotenes. All the different pigments, they actively participate in the process of the light harvestation. During a light harvestation process, first the photochemical reaction, that is the photolysis of the water and evolution of the oxygen takes place. I discussed the same in earlier classes. In this video class, let's move to study the electron transport chain and a photophosphorylation. The light reactions of the photosynthesis, as they depend upon the light, they operate within the plant body in presence of the light. During light reactions of the photosynthesis, conversion of the solar radiant energy into chemical energy takes place. During a light reactions of the photosynthesis, there is an evolution of the oxygen takes place. During the light reactions of the photosynthesis, there is a formation of ATP and then NADPH2 molecules are also formed. So light reactions continuously they generate the assimilatory powers, ATP and then NADPH2 molecules. Whatever the number of the ATP and then NADPH2 molecules are formed and are generated during the light reactions of the photosynthesis during a daytime, all of them are utilized for the fixation of the carbon dioxide into a carbohydrate during a dark reactions of the photosynthesis. Here, that is the we studied earlier about the Robert Emerson, who discovered the red dwarf effect and Emerson enhancement effect, and the two pigment systems, their components, and as well as the photolysis of the water and the evolution of the molecular oxygen. Let's continue to study the mechanism of the photosynthesis. What it is left out in this the respect is that in this regard is that the electron transport chain and photophosphorylation. ETS, electron transport chain and photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation. The electron transport chain actually involve the core complex and light harvestation complex and cytochrome B6F complex molecule and the coupling factor ATP synthase, electron transport the chain. Core complex, it is nothing but it is a complex protein pigment complex. It is the protein, number of proteins and number of the pigments associated together to form a complex termed as the pigment protein complex. It is a pigment protein complex, complex made up of the reaction center and electron donors and electron acceptors. So the core complex of the pigment system first termed as a uh, pigment system first, the core complex of pigment system first and core complex of pigment system second, like that. Then light harvesting complex. Light harvesting complex consists of number of about 40 to 50 number of the xanthophyll carotenes and carotenols. Carotenes and xanthophyll molecules. Carotenols are otherwise termed as a xanthophyll molecules. Number of these carotenes and xanthophyll molecules greatly participate in the process of the light absorption, and after the absorption they transfer the same to the reaction center, which is termed as a light harvestation. They harvest the solar radiant energy, and means what, they absorb and they transfer the same to the reaction center. These constitute the light harvesting complex. Light harvesting complex. Light harvesting complex of the pigment system first, LHC pigment system first, LHC pigment system 2, like that. Then the cytochrome B6F complex, the molecule. Cytochrome B6F complex molecule, it is believed to be present between the pigment system first and pigment system second. This cytochrome B6F complex molecule actually greatly participate in the process of the electron transfer in the electron transfer system, in the electron transfer system or electron transfer the chain itself. Cytochrome B6F complex, it is a non-pigment complex molecule, non-pigment protein complex, the molecule, which is situated in between the pigment system first and then pigment system second. And ATP synthase act as a coupling factor. It couples that it becomes responsible for the formation of the ATP, the inorganic phosphate molecule, which is added to the ADP, and ATP molecules are formed with the help of the ATP synthase, the coupling factor. All these involve and associated with the electron transport chain and photophosphorylation. Let me to show you how does the pigment system first and pigment system second and the cytochrome B6F complex molecule and the ATP synthase, the coupling factor, are all situated, are all localized. Suppose that this is the membrane, of the granathalaccoid, the lamellar membrane, it is lipoproteinaceous in nature, the lipid bilayers, the intrinsic proteins and extrinsic proteins together, they make up the lamellar membrane of the granathalaccoid. On this, the lamellar membrane of the granathalaccoid, here it lies the pigment system second. Suppose that this is the reaction center P680 of the pigment system 2, and pigment system 2, its reaction center, all the different the light harvesting complex molecules and the enzymes are present here, and in this place on the lamellar membrane, the cytochrome B6F complex molecule, which is situated here, and here it is the pigment system first. pigment system first. Its reaction center is P700. P700. The light harvesting complex molecules are also situated here, and in this the place where the ATP synthase, which is present here, So this is the lamellar membrane of the granathallocoid. Pigment system second, pigment system first, and this is the cytochrome B6F complex, the plastoquinone, the plastocyanin. It is believed that these two, the pigment system first and pigment system second, believed to be interconnected with the help of the cytochrome B6F complex molecule. Cytochrome B6F complex, the non-pigment protein complex molecule, actually connect the pigment system first and pigment system second. Okay, all these, the pigment system second, cytochrome B6F complex molecule, pigment system first, ATP synthase, actively participate in the electron transport chain. Let's move to study the non-cyclic, the photophosphorylation and non-cyclic electron transport system. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation. Suppose that this is the pigment system 2. It consists of different the reaction center. The reaction center of the pigment system 2. Reaction center, different light harvesting complex molecules. Reaction center, when it emits an electron, this electron, it is picked up by the phyophytene. This phyophytene again pigment system 2. When the sunlight it strikes the this is the xanthophyll molecule, the carotenoids, the chlorophyll B like that, the xanthophyll molecules like that. Okay, the reaction center P680 phyophytene. Then it goes to the quinone A. Next, quinone B. From quinone A, quinone B, plastoquinone. Then I will it is better to show here. It takes somewhat the large space on the board to discuss the reaction center. reaction center of the pigment system 2. The pigment system 2. Pigment system 2. The reaction center. Different accessory pigments. Different accessory pigments. And when the sunlight reach the the reaction center, that is T680 reaction center, when the electron 5O fighting, then it goes to the phenon A, phenon B, then phenon A, phenon B, plastophenone, cytochrome B6, F complex, then plastocyanin. From the plastocyanin, the electron goes to the reaction center of the pigment system first. Pigment system first, like this. Here what happens? The ADP, in presence of the inorganic phosphate, get converted into a ATP. Then the water molecule 4H2O, it splits into a 4E minus plus 4H plus 4OH minus. So here the OH minus ions, they release they convert and then become into a oxygen. This is the source of the molecular oxygen. Here, this is the representation of the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Again, it takes almost the large space to discuss the much more about non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Let me to watch this again, and I will show you as it need the large space, the cyclic photophosphorylation. In the non-cyclic photophosphorylation of the photosynthesis, both the pigment system second and pigment system first, both the pigment systems are involved. To show the how exactly the non-cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic electron transport chain operate within the plant body, how does the plants release the molecular oxygen during the light reactions of the photosynthesis, how does the ATP and the reduced power assimilatory powers, namely the ATP and then NADPH plus H, that is NADPH2 molecules will be formed during the non-cyclic the protophosphorylation, and the non-cyclic the electron transport chain. Let me to show you these the non-cyclic the reaction center. Reaction center. The pigment system 2. These are all the accessory pigments. All when the sunlight it strikes, it reach the different the components of different components. The reaction center, which is P680, it expel an electron. It goes to the phyophytin. From the phyophytin, P680, from a phyophytin, a number of different enzymes act as electron carriers. Number of enzymes: quinone A, quinone B, then plastoquinone. From the plastoquinone, the electron, this is the reaction center, P680. This electron, the electron transfer, or it moves from one electron carrier to another electron carrier, one electron carrier to another electron carrier, one electron carrier to another electron carrier. Like that, in an electron transport the system, number of electron donors and number of electron acceptors, recipients are involved. The plastoquinone and plastocyanin, as they are present, and the cytochrome B6F complex molecules, as they are all involved in the electron transport chain, they greatly participate in the process of the electron transfer. At every time, any one of the electron carrier molecule, when it pick up the electron, after receiving an electron, again it is transferred to the next electron carrier molecules. Every time when it pick up the electron, again it transfer the same to the next. Every time a particular electron carrier molecule reduced and oxidized. So this gap, it is filled by the fact that the energy which is required for the addition of the inorganic phosphate to the ADP, it takes place during the transfer of the electron from one electron carrier to another electron carrier molecules. That is during the oxidoreductase, the activity of a number of electron carrier molecules. Now, let me to show you how these the different the molecules, plastoquinone and the plastoquinone molecule, it is reduced. The plastoquinone molecule, plastoquinone reduced, and the cytochrome B6F complex molecule. From the cytochrome B6F complex molecule, it goes to the plastocyanin. This is phyophytene, the quinone, then plastoquinone, then plastocyanin. From the plastocyanin, the electron, it goes to the reaction center of the pigment system first. Pigment system first and then pigment system 2. Both are involved in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic the photophosphorylation. Here what happens when the electron, it goes to the pigment system first. Again, the reaction center of the pigment system first, which is a P700, also expel an electron. This electron picked up by the most probably the pyridoxine, the electron carrier. Pyridoxine act as the electron carrier. The pyridoxine molecule. This pyridoxine, from a pyridoxine molecule, again the electron, it moves to the number of electron carrier molecules, namely A1 and A2, A3, like that. This is the schematic representation of the non-cyclic, the photophosphorylation. When the sunlight reach the pigment system second, number of light harvesting the complex molecules, number of the antenna complex molecules, they absorb the solar radiant energy and they transfer the absorbed solar radiant energy to the reaction center. When the reaction center of a pigment system second receive energy from the antenna complex molecules, it get excited, it now expel out the excited electron. This excited electron, it moves to the one electron carrier to another electron carrier, one electron carrier to the another electron carrier molecules. So this the expelled or excited electron, when it is expelled out from the reaction center of the pigment system second, it is picked up by the phyophytene, the electron carrier molecule. This phyophytene, from this the phyophytene molecule, it goes to the quinone A, quinone B, plastoquinone. Then from the plastoquinone, from the plastoquinone to the reduced plastoquinone. This means that here the inorganic the phosphate molecule, which is added to the ADP, and as a result of which ADP get converted into a ATP. This is the source of the generation of the ATP molecules during the non-cyclic, the photophosphorylation, and the non-cyclic electron transport chain. During the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, the water molecules H2O undergo the ionization. They splits into a H plus and OH minus ions of about 4 water molecules. When they undergo the ionization process, 4 H plus 4 OH minus ions will be formed out of plus E. Out of these, the photon molecules, H plus ions help for the reducing the NADP into a NADPH2 molecules. Then these OH minus ions ions plus electrons, they get converted into a H2O and they release the oxygen. So this is this particular the electrons, again in presence of unknown enzyme Z, these electrons also goes to the unknown enzyme Z and again goes back to the reaction center of the pigment system first. Like that, when the reaction center of the pigment system first pigment system second expel excited electron. It is picked up by the phyophytin. From a phyophytin, the electron it moves to the quinone A, quinone B, and then to the plastoquinone, and then to the reduced plastoquinone, and then to the cytochrome B6F complex molecule. From a cytochrome B6F complex molecule, the electron goes to the plastocyanin. From the plastocyanin, the electron it is transferred to the reaction center of the pigment system first. From the reaction center, again the electron moves to the number of electron carrier molecules. Most probably it is a ferroxene, and unknown the electron carrier molecules, namely A1, A2, A3, like that. And finally, from a number of the electron carrier molecules, what happens during the movement of the electron from one electron carrier to the other electron carrier molecules? What happens here? What happens? So suppose that this is the plastocyanin. The electron it moves to the reaction center of the that is P700, reaction center of the pigment system first. Now it expel an electron. This electron again most probably it is picked up by the ferroxene. From the ferroxene, A1. From the A1 it goes to the A2. From A2, A3, like that. Number of electron carrier molecules are also involved in the pigment system first. This is the pigment system first. Light is also it also strikes the pigment system first in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What happens here when the electron moves from one electron carrier to the other electron carrier? This help the NAD get converted into a NADPH2, NADPH plus H. This is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic, because it is termed as a non-cyclic photophosphorylation, because the excited electron, when it emits out from the reaction center of the pigment system to this excited and emitted electron, it does not come back to the original the reaction center of the pigment system 2. So therefore it is termed as a non-cyclic photophosphorylation. The photophosphorylation means what? The process of the addition of the inorganic phosphate to the ADP and formation of the ATP is known as the photophosphorylation. As it occurs in presence of the sunlight, as it occurs during the light reactions of the photosynthesis. So the when number of electron carrier molecules, every time they oxidize and reduce, when they oxidize and reduce, the gap which is filled with the addition of the inorganic phosphate to the ADP and the ATP molecules are generated. At the same time, during a non-cyclic photophosphorylation, the water molecules also undergo the ionization process, the photolysis process. They splits into H plus and then OH minus ions, and a number of OH minus ions again they combine together to form a water and then oxygen. This oxygen released into the atmospheric air, and number of electrons again, whatever the number of electrons they released during the photolysis of the water again also goes to the reaction center of the pigment system 2. Light also reach the light harvesting complex of the pigment system 2. Number of the light antenna complex molecules, they every time they absorb the solar radiant energy and they transfer the same to the other other pigments, and finally uh, final finally to the reaction center. In this way the light harvestation takes place, and the reaction center, it gives out the excited electron. This excited electron, it is picked up by the phytopynin, the phyophytin, and from the phyophytin it goes to the quinone A, quinone B, plastoquinone, reduced plastoquinone, and cytochrome B6F complex, and finally it goes to the plastocyanin. Plastocyanin, it transfer the electron to the reaction center of the pigment system first, and from the pigment system first again this electron goes to the ferredoxin, and from the ferredoxin it goes to the the other electron carrier molecules, namely A1, A2, A3, and then in this way finally here what happens, NAD, NADP, NADP, NADP get reduced into the NADPH plus H molecules. This is termed as the formation of the reducing powers, also termed as assimilatory powers. So the non-cyclic photophosphorylation is the source of the formation of reduced assimilatory powers, namely NADPH2 and ATP molecules. This is about the non-cyclic photophosphorylation and the electron transport chain. I stop here and I shall continue with the other aspect of the photosynthesis. No need to study the cyclic photophosphorylation, because here it is about the cyclic photophosphorylation. Both the pigment system first and pigment system second, as they participate in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, always within the plant body non-cyclic photophosphorylation operates. But whenever it is required the more number of ATP molecules, in such a situation only the cyclic photophosphorylation takes place within the plant body. Anyhow, this is about the non-cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic electron transport chain. The non-cyclic the photophosphorylation occur in the form of the Z, the alphabet, the Z. So therefore it is also termed as the Z scheme. I stop here and I shall continue with the other aspect of the photosynthesis. Thank you all for watching this the video class. Thank you.